Let me tell you a story from way back. The year was 1983. Big hair, arcade games, and, well, for me, it was also the year of being an 8th grade punching bag. Bullying was just a different beast back then, and I had my own personal tormentors. You know the type. Not just your average schoolyard squabbles, but the kind where you felt a knot of dread in your stomach every morning. They weren't just big, they were loud, obnoxious, and seemed to delight in making my life miserable. Tripped in the halls, lockers slammed shut in my face, whispered insults that always seemed to find their mark. I was just trying to survive 8th grade, and they were the main obstacle. Then came the annual 8th grade beach trip. For most kids, it was a day of freedom, sunshine, and crushing on whoever had the coolest boombox. For me, it was a tactical mission. Avoid the bullies at all costs. I stuck to the fringes, found a spot far away from the main groups, and tried to blend into the background. My personal safety was priority number one. A lone figure, representing the narrator, walking along the beach, looking a bit isolated. In the distance, a group of kids, the bullies, are setting up their spot, looking boisterous. I saw them, of course. My personal villains, spread out on their towels, probably already plotting some mischief or just basking in their general awfulness. They looked pretty comfortable, all set up with their snacks and their smug attitudes. I just kept my distance, enjoying the salt air and the sound of the waves. Close up on the bullies' towels, maybe a bright 80s pattern. They get up and walk towards the water. Then, the moment. They got up, all of them, and they headed for the water. The coast was clear. My mind, usually focused on avoiding them, suddenly saw an opportunity. Not for violence, not for confrontation. Something far more poetic. I reached into my beach bag. Inside, a bag of potato chips. Not for me, not in that moment. This was an ingredient, a weapon even. My hands, usually clumsy, became precise. I crushed that bag of chips, grinding them into a fine, salty confetti. Narrator casually walks past the bully's deserted spot, scattering the chip crumbs over their towels and blankets with a subtle, almost imperceptible motion. I walked past their spot, trying to look as nonchalant as possible, and as I strolled, I opened my hand, letting the salty crumbs rain down on their pristine towels and blankets. Every speck was a tiny screw you to their reign of terror. It took less than 5 minutes, close up on the chip crumbs on a towel. Then, a single gull spots the crumbs and dives down. The first gull was like a scout. 1 minute, it was just another bird gliding overhead. The next, it saw the treasure. And then, the cavalry arrived. Visual. A swarm of about 50 seagulls descending rapidly onto the bullies' blankets, flapping wings, squawking, and creating chaos. Zoom out to show the bullies still in the water, oblivious at first, then starting to notice. 50. At least 50 gulls, swarming, squawking, flapping, a feathered maelstrom descending directly onto their stuff. Chaos erupted. Feathers, beaks, and frantic wing beats. It was a symphony of avian anarchy, all thanks to a bag of chips. Close up on the bullies' faces in the water, confusion turning to dawning horror, and then anger as they realize what's happening. From the water, they must have seen it. Their precious beach sanctuary, now a battlefield of squawking scavengers. The look on their faces, even from a distance, was priceless. Confusion, then dawning horror, then pure, unadulterated rage. I just kept walking, a small, triumphant smile playing on my lips. No one saw me do it. No one suspected a thing. It wasn't violent. It wasn't even truly destructive. But it was perfect. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated, childish genius. Imagine their towels, covered in chip dust, gull droppings, and probably a few bits of half-eaten chip. Their carefully chosen beach spot, utterly ruined. All while I, the quiet kid, enjoyed my moment of small, sweet revenge. It's funny how those small moments stick with you. A quiet victory against the daily grind of being bullied. It taught me that sometimes the best revenge isn't a direct hit, but a perfectly timed, perfectly executed act of avian collaboration. So, yeah, that's my story from '83. The day the gulls became my wingmen, and I learned that sometimes all you need is a bag of chips and a little bit of calculated mischief to get even.